Oh shit. Welcome to season 2 of the Out on Loan podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jeffrey Canova, joined by a big group today in the Big Three with D. Kieran Keneally and Isaac Howson. And then, as always, our co host, making his return for a bit, our good guy at Mr. Eritrea Charger. Good to have you back, man. I know we were missing you for World Cup, but it's good to have you on. We understand, it's the Out on Loan podcast for a reason. So you were out on loan with obviously our ordinary jobs and careers, but we appreciate you having you on, and like we're just happy you're here, and for you boys as well. I know we had some career updates for you guys as well, with Doc being part of the Buffalo Bills. Isaac's coming back to St. Bonaventure, and for me, I'm just still strolling around there in life, so we're just gonna wait and see where I can get with my opportunities. But I guess right now with my club, I'm out on loan with the Out on Loan podcast, and with our good guy at Robin Stone Pictures. As always, shout out to Robin Stone and at Robin Stone Pictures for helping us out with editing and just setting up the podcast as well. But I'm excited for the season, boys, and to our listeners out there as well. Can't wait to get content out there again, with World Cup just coming to an end, but we got the season starting up with Premier League Matchday 1 just, I think, wraps up tomorrow with a game I'm anticipating with Fulham and Chelsea, and then obviously we had La Liga, and I think we're in match day 2 now, just about to, close off as well. But yeah, we'll start off with the Premier League. I'm excited to kind of recap some games that have been going on. I wish we had the Fulham and Chelsea game happening as we speak, like, this past weekend, only just because I officially signed my contract here. Here's my out on loan. I'm out on loan here, stating that I will be a Fulham fan full time, starting Monday. I can't wait to support up the Fulhams. Can't wait to support them. I gotta learn their chants. Gotta learn their.
I'm sorry, is that what they call themselves?
The Fulhams, I
No,
gotta learn.
That does not sound right, bro.
It's funny you choose Fulham. I
Hey,
think I
bro.
saw some random guy on the internet be like one of those, like, do you know that new trend of like, oh, I'm the first guy ever to say this phrase in this, like, in this location? It's like, I think I'm the first ever person to like say up the Fulham in like Cyprus. Jeff, you might be able to be the first person saying up the Fulham in wherever you are at right now.
Up the Fulham, man. Up the Fulham. That's my slogan now. So I will be rooting for them tomorrow. Big reason being obviously Arbeloa being a part of the team, and then obviously with some of the youngsters that have been quote unquote transferred fairly from Real Madrid's academy into the Fulham team and all that stuff, with Cesar Palacios and then obviously Gonzalo Garcia, who I was a big, not hater, I would say, but I was like, I don't think he's the player that we need right now with the team. So, but I think if he had his own team and his own roster, I think he would be in a very good spot to really succeed with the club and stuff like that, with a club of his own. But speaking of clubs and clubs, needing transfers and going through a rough patch, as always, what we like to do here at the Loan Podcast, we will start off with the Premier League and being with our good clubs here in the Manchester United, who started off their league campaign with a 2-0 loss away at Hull City, and they got completely mauled, as they like to say, by the Tigers. Rawr. But to my Man United boys here, I don't know who wants to start it off. Just kind of, there's a lot to talk about, because we really didn't get the chance to talk about summer transfers and all these type of things, because there's just a lot to go on. We didn't want to jinx ourselves, obviously. I could have easily made a podcast episode about the transfers that Madrid could have gotten, that Bayern could have gotten away with, or the ones that, United have signed, and more recently, I think there was been some success with the Baleva signing, honestly. But just quickly, I guess, give your thoughts into the games and kind of interweave as well, just kind of overall the preseason, and then as well like the summer transfers that you guys eventually are in, or have gotten, I should say.
I don't know who should start, because I feel like I have something that I haven't seen that many people talk about or share that could be very different, but I don't know if I want to start off with that, or let Kieran just sort of give a little recap and get myself started there. What are we thinking? Do we want to start with a razzle dazzle?
Yeah, I guess I can go first quickly.
All right, go for it.
I'll go first, and I'll build it up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, very bad loss against Hull City, 2-0. This loss is just like culminated the last 10 years of United, like just the lack of intensity, the lack of physicality, the question mark over the players' mentality. I mean, we've said that for how many years now, and I think yesterday that exemplified it to the nth degree. Very, very shocking result. I thought we were going to win like 2 or 3-0. I was completely wrong. I think everyone's to blame. Previously you could say it was the coach's fault. Like last year, people blamed Amram a lot. Other times you blame the players for a bad result, but yesterday was just everybody was to blame. I don't think the coaching staff adequately prepared the team in some aspects. I think the players, some of them had very bad games. I know our midfielders did not have a great debut. Got a lot of slander online. But it's just like the players weren't up for it. They just didn't. They weren't switched on at all. It looked like a preseason game for them. Like it was just that slow, that lethargic from them. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw this one clip. It was like Maguire was marking Mazraoui for I think Hull City's first goal. I mean, that just summed up the game entirely. Our defender marking our own center back, but yeah, a really bad start to the season. I'm kind of worried. I know it's just one game. You can't write off a season after the first game, but if the odds-on favorite team to get relegated is beating you 2-0, it's like I think every team would fancy a chance against you. So I know under Carrick, anytime we've lost, we always bounce back well, but we just keep losing to these teams that have a back three and are very defensive. And I don't know if we're going to solve how we're going to beat those kind of teams. I like Baleba. I think that will be a good signing, but it's not a case of just one guy comes in and fixes everything like Casemiro. It's more than just one player as a problem or solution.
Yeah. And, to follow that up, Kieran, I think like everything that you hit on it perfectly makes sense, and I do agree with. But the one thing that I wanted to share is that I think to our fan base and just like, people in general, y'all need to like calm down, bro. I swear to God, bro. Like calm down. Like my what you call it? Like a headline, like under my name, it just says everybody stay calm, please. Please calm down. I know it's a bad loss. I 100% agree. 2-0 Hull City at their home, match opener. We look lethargic. We just didn't have it. I agree. It looks bad. But brother, the amount of overreaction on Dorgu, on Luke Shaw, on Maguire, and all these guys, it's like I don't know what we're doing, or I don't know like what it does, to them, or just the team, or in the season. And even like Carrick was getting slack too, who I thought personally, at least like subs wise and everything, like I thought he did what he was supposed to do, and the players just didn't show up. But my main point that I want to make is, as bad as this loss was, and it's going to be really controversial what I'm about to say, I still felt good about this team with the way they tried. I mean, not the way they performed, but with the things that I saw. And what I mean by that is there was intent, there was attempts in trying to, and in fact, wait, Jeff, are you sharing the screen?
Yeah, I got
or
the
whoever
I got
sharing.
the screen
Can
right
you
now.
show the stats, like the stats tab on that FootMob? I want to show you.
Yeah,
some.
Let's do the stats. Yeah, let's see. Let's
Yeah,
pull up
so
the stats.
as
We
you
got
can see,
72% possession.
right? Yeah, United had the ball, the XGs, the everythings, and it's just a classic case of we couldn't like unlock against a low block. Which one thing that I want to say is I feel like there isn't any team that I can think of, not only just today but in general, that can like comfortably beat a low block, like ever. Like if you can play a very good defensive style low block, like you're gonna either get a result as a win or a tie, or maybe it's like a really tight loss. Like there is no like comfortable way of like beating a low block. And with that said, there is I don't know if it's going to show on the stats, but there's like a momentum chart that I thought was very interesting. I don't know if you maybe scroll all the way up. I think it's all the way up top. Maybe go to facts, I think.
Yeah, I know we have a contract technically signed with FootMob. I'm kidding. We don't have a contract signed with FootMob. I'm just trying to make the joke there. But what was the website you said right now? While I search it up.
No, it was on FootMob. Like just
it's on
search up. It's literally the facts tab right next to commentary, like on the left side.
Ah, okay,
Left
okay. I
side.
see. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah, yeah, right
Oh,
here.
there you go.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Got
go. There you
right.
go.
Thanks. Appreciate
So
it.
take a look
Well,
at
you're
that.
right.
The only two big spikes that Hull had, they capitalized and they scored and they won the game. And those were like the two set pieces that they had. Yeah. And
Right.
obviously, like, we need to do a better job of like defending the set pieces. That's a clear sign that we need to improve. But overall, I feel like there were games or openers in previous seasons, whether it was the 1-0 win against Fulham, the 1-0 win against Wolves, where after the game I was like, dude, like, we looked horrible. We there was just so much stagnancy. We just looked so clueless on offense. This game, I thought like there was like, an attempt. There was some good ideas. There was some, like, solid passes that were being made. What really lacked was the energy and also just the sharpness, match sharpness. There was like all these like clean 1-2s that we did so well against Carrick that wasn't there. And I think that's also credit to Hull's defense, which, if I also may add about Hull, I think this year they're probably going to be last year's Sunderland. You have like a promoted team that surprises a lot of people. Surprised me too, the way they played, given last year they had the second worst goal difference in in the championship. I think they'll be good. They really are like well set. Ollie McBurney, their striker, he's a baller. I think they will surprise a lot of people. And just to like finish it off with my really long controversial opinion here, Man United will be fine. This was definitely obviously what they showed today. It was a concern, but I think like the next game against Ipswich, hopefully they show up with some more urgency, some more sharpness, and not treat it as a preseason game. And I think from there on we should be good to go.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can see the. Oh, go ahead, Isaac. Go
No,
ahead.
I would say it's interesting. I think the one thing though I don't know, we're full of. I agree a lot with what Kieran and Reacher said about, especially on individual players, and I think in regards to Carrick specifically, you can't really overreact after one game. There's a full season to go, let alone European football. Like, things are going to change. That sharpness has to grow. It's pretty evident. I jokingly think I'm watching the Bonaventure women's soccer team today. They're getting early into their season. I think it's only their second or third game, and same thing. You can tell from watching them. Some of that sharpness, some of that cleanness isn't quite there from when they'd be maybe in their conference schedule in later in the season. And I think you're just there with that for United. The only fear is, I think one thing I heard a lot from Maritra and Kieran heading into this year was sort of their hopes on where they want United to end up when it comes to the end of the season. It could be a very tight race for second, third, fourth, fifth, however it might be, those battles for Champions League spots. You need these points. You need, like, that's the only thing that I think this is the first game that serves another reminder for United for, like, okay, is this going to be a pattern, or is this going to be a one-off like we've talked about? If you're going to struggle against these Ipswiches like you have up next week and go on some of these road games and struggle there, then that puts into question that maybe second, third, or fourth place finish, because you need to be getting those points. You need to at least be getting a point. And that's really the only fear I think I really have is just now I think your eyes are on United for this season when maybe you didn't think they would be. I think the joke is, if you would have told me that this week that Tottenham would have lost 3-0 to Brentford and that they still weren't, no offense, the most embarrassing loss of the match day, I probably wouldn't believed you. And now, like, this game, I think the eyes are on United for a little bit. And I think that's all that means. For the next couple of weeks, we got to see how this team comes out. I'm not worried about them in the long run. I've been hearing a lot from Kieran and Ritra. And I think being able to, like, for them to both speak and say that this visually is a different team that we're watching, I think that speaks to sort of the highs that we can see with this United team. But yeah, I just say at the end of the day, you got to make sure that mental switch is on, because that's what helps those Liverpools and Arsenal now and City win all those titles. Because not only are they physically, they're talented, they're engaged all the way, like mentally they're switched on from the start of the season. And that's all you'll need to be going forward.
You know what, Isaac? I kind of wish that I told you about this beforehand, because like that was like a perfect summary of what I just said for like, I don't know, 7 minutes or 8 minutes, however long I took. And bro just perfectly said it in 2 minutes, dude. I kind of wish you like ghost wrote that like.
Well,
script
to be fair
just, like,
with you,
read
man.
it off,
To be
bro.
fair, to be quite fair with you, we are, no offense to you, Mr. Richa. I know you're into money and all these type of things and cybersecurity, so you're the boss at that. I mean, we were under the influence of Mr. Denny Wilkins, who really ingrained to us to condense everything
Dr.
from
Denny.
like 500 words.
Dr. Denny.
Yeah, excuse me, Dr. Wilkins, into, condensing words from 500 to like probably 100 or 50 words even. So, he does have that cheat code right there. But I just wanted to get my thoughts on it as well, real quick, because I completely understand Kieran's point of concern because we've been here for now. What is this, year 20 now, year 10, where we have an interim manager come in, start off really well, and then it just goes off a cliff. It's like a momentum shift. It just goes up and then it goes down, and then up again, and then it goes down again, and then we're in the same cycle. So I understand the concern there. The fact that Hull also came into the cities, from what I read, were just one of the poorest defensive teams coming from the championship as well. So to just put 2 past that United defense is really concerning as well. But I also agree with what Aritra said as well. I think it's the first game. Every big team has struggled so far. You look at City has struggled, Madrid has struggled. City has struggled.
Liverpool.
I mean, Arsenal didn't really get Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool. We'll see Chelsea tomorrow. I miss one of the big teams. You saw Tottenham as well struggle as well. PSG just struggled today too. I think they draw 2-2 against Nuns as well. Madrid didn't have the perfect game against Espanyol yesterday, their debut. I mean, yeah, you guys got a trophy.
Where's Madrid trophy?
But you're in there. I mean, you and Barca have looked good so far to start off, I guess, because I mean, you just won a trophy against Dortmund, who's one of the bigger teams in the Bundesliga, and then Barca just won 5-0. But not too much to overreact. I think Baleba.
PSG also did win a trophy last week. The Super Cup.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot. Yeah, they did win the Super Cup. But I mean, in the league, what we're saying, that's in the league. What I'm trying to say is more so in the league. But I think with the signings with Baleba, I think that's going to be massive. Like I said, I think that's really one of the big signings because I think that's going to help with your team that is really just kind of like Madrid, a really big transitional threat team. But when you're the guys that need to break a low block, it's just going to be hard with the profile. So I don't want to overreact too much with your team, but there are some concerns in the sense of like, your depth, the amount of games they're going to be playing, who you're going to go up against, the striker situation. Is it going to be Sesko? Is it Sesko, Cunha, whoever it may be, and Buemo? But Rashford's in there. Ahmad's there. Bruno might figure something out to just start off, to pick it up for United as well. So I don't want to overreact too much, but I can understand the concerns as well coming from Kieran as well. It's like, we can't go another year doing this. This is torture. Is this a loop? Is this the loop where like the snake biting off the end of its tail and it just restarts? I'm hoping that this doesn't happen, because if Carrick fails again for another year, or another United manager fails for another year, I don't know where that club goes from. I really don't know. I don't know. I completely don't know. So,
hey man, you just try again, and it's that hope that kills you, but maybe that one time it saves you.
But then it gets to the point where, like, do I even want to pay for a subscription for like $12.99 to watch United wake up at 4:30 in the morning if I'm a West Coast fan here? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's the type of shit that's on the line, So we just have to wait and see. But overall thoughts for your summer transfers? Do you think you need one more to kind of end it up here with United before we move and close off with Premier League? Overall thoughts in the summer transfer window, and maybe one more player or 2 player or whatever players you want to see at United before the transfer window ends, because I think we have like one more week left for United. So
yeah,
I don't know. What are your thoughts overall? Let's give an overall grade, and then just one more transfer that you guys would probably
sure. I'd say like B+. I mean, maybe with the Baleba, you could have like an A-, depending on if you can also get a left back. I think that's a very important position that we have. Not to say, like Luke Shaw, like, is not a bad player, but at the same time, it's like he is up there in age and he is injury prone. So we would have to like manage some minutes there. And then Dorgu, I know he can play left back. He can also play left wing. I know he didn't have a good game against Hull, but it's not his like preferred position, I guess, to some extent. And you don't know, like, again, with it being a long season, like how consistent is he going to be? So I think that's probably like our number one priority there. As far as like the signings with the Santos and Tielemans, I thought like in preseason they looked pretty solid, especially Santos. He really surprised me since I didn't like watch much of him. And I know like this game they were kind of off, but hopefully it's just kind of like those first game rush that they like, shake off, and we get to see some like better ones soon from them. But I'm really excited about the Baleba signing. I know like he didn't have a good season last year with Brighton, but he should be like a game changer, and looking forward to seeing where that goes there. Kieran, anything there?
Oh yeah. I would say a B minus. At the start of it, I thought it was well when we signed Santos and Tielemans back to back. I thought that was very nice. We got those deals done quickly. I don't like how we waited a month to make the Baleba signing. I will say, like, I don't know why we waited that long. I mean, there's rumors that we're kind of waiting for Chouameni to see if that was going to open up. It didn't, but it's like Baleba didn't play in the World Cup. You could have signed him June 1st, hypothetically. And if you sign him, maybe he doesn't get injured with Brighton, and you could have been available yesterday. I know I'm speaking hypotheticals, but it's just like I think we waited a little bit too long for some players. Like Lewis Hall, for example, we could have signed him in June. He wasn't in the World Cup either. I don't know why they waited so long for some of these signings, but I think the midfielders we brought in will definitely improve on what we had. Tielemans especially, I think that's a great deal. £35 million for him. That could be a bargain. We'll see. Wish we did a little bit better with sales, though. I will say, like some of the academy players we sell, just like it feels very cheap compared to like what Chelsea or City do. They sell their academy players for way more than what we do. Also, like the Rashford and Xerxes situation, kind of wish that was clarified because now we have two players who we just don't know if they're going to be here in a week or two. That kind of grayness and lack of clarity can affect squad planning. But I mean, right now I'd say B minus. I think we addressed the biggest problem in midfield. Maybe we can get like a young left back, but I doubt we're going to make another big money signing this late in the window. But it's fairly solid, I would say.
Yeah. I think also, like, ideally, if there was a couple more weeks left instead of 1 week, like, I would have liked another midfielder just because we have Mount that's hurt again, and Ugarte is gone, like, long term. And I know, like, we also sold a couple of our, like, academy midfielders and, like, Collier or are looking to, so we're still kind of light there, realistically speaking. And it would have been nice to have another reinforcement. But for now, I think in one window, it's still fine. It'll do. I just hope like the new guys, they, start showing their match sharpness, start showing their quality sooner, and hopefully we can start winning some games from there.
Any quick thoughts for transfers? Because I know one of the big ones is probably the left back position, and I heard that Balde might be the one that you might be interested, because I know that today he just got left out of the squad for Barca's final win over Elche. And
yeah,
honestly, I'll probably go a little bit more into it, but I don't know. Is that one of the key signings you would want United to go get?
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly,
because because quite honestly, I think that's one of the players you need to get rid of. I think that's it. It's like done.
Wait, for who?
In my personal opinion, Luke Shaw. I think it's
Luke Shaw. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know if you want to get rid of Luke Shaw this year just because, like, again, we're light on the left back position. But if it's like something next summer that you want to have a conversation, probably. But what I do want to say about like who we could potentially get there, I mean, like, Lewis Hall is going to be that grade A signing, but then you hear rumors that one, Newcastle doesn't want to sell, and two, apparently Lewis Hall and his family are big Newcastle fans, so maybe they don't leave, even though Newcastle this year, with more than half of their team getting sold and not having like proper replacements, they could be having a tough season depending on how it goes. So, that'd be like priority number one. But priority number two in Balde, again, same thing. Apparently he wants to play for Barcelona. And if you've noticed one thing, it's if there's players, if they're not like targeting fully to be a United player, we don't pursue after them. And that's what happened with Matheus Fernandes. Initially we went after him. There was interest. But then once Tottenham came in, showed him more money, showed him like higher salary and everything, he switched and signed with Tottenham. And I think same thing probably happened with Tonali and a couple of other guys that we were targeting. Chouameni, for example, he, signed that 5-year new deal with Madrid. So it's just like kind of this situation we're in where it's like, yeah, we want players, but it's like, do they also want us too? And if they don't, we're not going to slog around like we did previously with like a Frankie de Jong or like a Wesley Sneijder or whoever it was. So yeah, I think like right now from names, it's either Hall or Balde. I don't think it's going to be either of them, to be honest, to end the season. It's probably going to be somebody that we don't know yet. And I guess we'll find out in like a week, or it could also be nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know as much about Balde as probably like you do, Jeff, but what I've seen and heard is like he's kind of injury prone, which, I mean, Luke Shaw's already injury prone, so why sign another left back like that? In terms of who we've been linked with, yeah, it's been Balde, and then there's this one guy from, I think, Racing Santander. Their left back has a really cheap release clause, so maybe in terms of like a cheap signing we could make, that's an option. There's also, I think, a Belgian left back for Club Brugge. I don't know his name, admittedly, but he was in Belgium's World Cup squad. We've been linked with him, but if we were to sign a left back, I think it'll be a cheap option. Now, maybe Balde's a loan signing, but I don't know. I just get this feeling with Balde. It's like it's a very risky signing. He's not a Premier League player, so he's going to have to take some time to get used to the league. Injury prone, he's not great defensively, so it's like it's a lot of risk with him. But I can equally see us just not signing left back. I just don't think we have the money or time for it at this point. You have a week to do it, and if you're a club that's selling, why would you sell a player or a left back this late in the window without a replacement? So I would say we're not going to send one, especially since like Mazraoui can play there, Dallo can play there, but I would happy to be wrong.
Yeah, my prediction is I think y'all will get Balde. I think with the recent news, the way the words that Hansi Flick came out and said, I think you were like the only ones that were really interested, that it got blocked for like a few minutes or like a specific day. I think y'all can potentially get him. But to kind of close off the Premier League segment, we'll kind of just look real quick into the other fixtures as well. If I can just pull up the screen here, but yeah, obviously we started off with Arsenal's 3-0 win over Coventry City. I'm not gonna overreact too much. Obviously, Arsenal looked good in that game. I will say, watch out for their new left winger that they did sign, Solis. I think that's his name. He's looked really good, so I'm excited to see a little bit more of him, to see how much he can fulfill the role of like what Leandro Trossard brought to that Arsenal team when he first came into the scene as well. And it looks like Martinelli's on his way out, so. Sucks to see Martinelli out. He was one of like my favorite players, honestly, when he broke into the scene, only because he was like this young Brazilian coming out from the third league, and he was kind of like this hybrid inside forward. But yeah, Arsenal, I mean, Coventry City isn't really going to be the team that's really going to give me the assessment, but they are looking like the one team to really just come out on top to win the Premier League, if I'm being completely honest with you. Obviously, then we had United, Everton 2-0 win versus Crystal Palace. Shout out to Everton. I think they've looked solid so far. Ipswich as well. Honestly, for me, Kieran and Isaac, much love to Mr. Donnie George, current head coach of the Niagara women's soccer team down there. So he must be happy with that result as well. Then we've had, obviously, Leeds getting a 1-0 win over Nottingham Forest. I don't understand the memes of them coming out with that one guy. I don't find it funny, to be quite honest with you, but shout out to the prop that he's been getting. What's the name, Kieran? I know you
Anton Stack.
Yeah, Anton Stack.
He has his own YouTube channel too.
Yeah. He's like, I think that's where it's coming from. No, with the blogs that he's making.
Yeah.
You know what?
Or like, is it blogs or is it like, I don't know quite. It's something. I saw it. I was like, dude, what's going on?
Well, Mr. Anton Stock, my bad. And maybe we can have you on the Unknown podcast. So I retract my statement that I made just a minute ago. So maybe we'll have him on. Maybe we'll have him on if we're God lucky with that. But then other fixtures as well. Obviously Tottenham. I think I'm gonna wait till Wednesday to see if I can get Mr. Colby on to kind of assess the Tottenham results and their way into the season, because it is a massive season for them with the signings that they've made. I mean, 400 million spent. Not a great start for the 3-0 win, but as we kind of talked with Colby off air, just their first game, so and some of their players are missing as well.
And
so
that attack's going to change in like a week. Marmouche got confirmed today, right? And Savinho's going to get confirmed probably within a couple of days. I'm not worried if I'm Tottenham.
Yeah. No, I was gonna quickly say. I mean, like when I saw that, like Tottenham, like front three, front four, whatever you want to say, I'm like, dude, that is horrendous, man. It's like Richarlison, I forget who was on the right, and then it was like Conor Gallagher. 10. I was like, dude.
Yeah, watch you put in Savinho with a new team, fresh start, still young, coming in from the right, with Kudus coming in. I know they have Xavi Simons probably later on in the year as well. Then you're getting Marmouche, and I still think they're going after Cody Gakpo if they don't complete the Barcola signing, which I think will be like a last minute thing in the round, like around next weekend, which funny enough is around my birthday. So, you know, hopefully they get some stuff done down there. But Brighton 4-0 win over Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, I don't know what it is about Aston Villa. They always just have this thing where they're gonna get absolutely smoked in that first game or second game and go on for like 4 or 5 games before they suddenly find form, and the next thing you know, they finish like top 3, top 4. I don't know what it is.
Great.
I don't know what it
It's
is
weird
with
with
this
them.
like Unai Emery formula, but it's just like fascinating to see every single year.
it-
I remember
it's
2-3 years
it's-
ago they lost 5-1 to Newcastle, bro. Like I
You're
don't know.
right. Maybe I'm
I don't know.
overreacting, but I look at the players that they let go of too. Like I don't
If
know.
I
man.
lost
think that-
4-0, and then the next thing I saw was my team was going to sign Leon Goretzka on a free, I think I'd jump out of a building. So I think you can quote me on that.
And then your striker's going to Al Hilal too to make it
Seriously.
even worse.
Yeah, I was
Oh
gonna
my
say Ollie
God.
Watkins.
And
yeah,
no. The worst part, they can't get rid of the cancer that is Emi Martinez, man. That's even worse. I mean,
It's
what
like
is it,
watch
Juve
Garnacho play, which like that's torture in itself. Like,
Oh, that
Oh,
is-
I totally forgot
Totally
he's there on
forgot,
loan,
too.
huh?
He's
Oh
out
my
on loan.
days. He is out on
Poor little
loan.
Garnacho.
Oh, brother. Good luck.
Oh, poor guy.
Good luck,
to him.
fellas.
And then obviously City 2-1 win. Holland, I don't know why you got the buzz cut, bro. You killed all your aura with that, man. But City,
shout out to Scott Sackett for sending me that video. Literally
Scott,
texted
really?
me that video of Holland cutting his hair. Yeah,
really,
yeah.
bro, he's
Scott
big.
Sackett.
I don't know if I mentioned it during our World Cup segments, but dude, he's like the second biggest name that a lot of Peruvian kids a lot of Peruvian born child are getting now in Peru. So
They're getting
he's
named that.
big, man.
Erling?
Yes, bro. Like there's a lot
Erling
of
or
kids that are being
Holland?
named. No, Holland, I think, or
Okay.
Erling, whatever it may be. One of Erling Holland, wherever the fuck they're getting.
I
named.
like. I
He's-
just
he's-
picture myself in like 10, 15 years, like meeting a kid from Peru, and it's just like, oh, hi, I'm Holland, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that wasn't lying.
Oh, my name is Holland Castro. I'm like
Erling Canova.
Erling Canova. Like, come on, bro. Maybe, but no. I think with City, I mean, I'm not gonna overreact too much, but it's not looking good, especially with like the way they played, the decision makings that Maresca came in with not starting Cherki and Foden still playing at the right wing. It's City are gonna have a long season, and just watch out if Holland just doesn't have a great season because he might be on the way out too. So maybe United boys are gonna like this real quick. I heard that City are gonna be in their David Moyes era
David Moyes era. I don't buy it.
after
I do
Sir
not
Alex
buy it.
Ferguson.
I don't buy it.
Who knows? Who knows? Hey man,
City's
that's all I'm
probably gonna
say,
finish
man.
like top 4, man. Like I'm calling it right now. But we'll see.
But
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they have bigger issues with the whole investigation going on and so all their
Mhm.
charges. And I mean,
That's
you have-
never coming to a conclusion. Just know that, Kieran.
I don't know because I saw today that like the United Arab Emirates are putting pressure on the UK or the investigation to like not find them guilty, which makes me think that if the UAE is getting involved, that City might be guilty of something because I don't know why they would defend City if they're innocent. So I think it's really concerning that a country or a territory is trying to tell the Premier League what to do. I've never really seen that before. And if City somehow get away with this too, I mean,
yeah,
it would be a bad look for the Premier League. So I'd keep an eye on that
Really
because there might be a reason why they're selling all those players. It could be to balance the books, you never
Could be.
know. So I don't
you're
know.
absolutely right, man. It is kind of fishy, but I don't know. Not as fishy as Liverpool's defense. 2-2 for Liverpool and Newcastle. I think I wish I could have watched this game, but I did see the highlights for it, and it was a pretty good game. Big season for Newcastle as well. I know they lost a lot of players as well this past. I think their whole midfield is just absolutely torn apart. So we'll have to wait and see. And then obviously Anthony Gordon just left too, so that's one of their best players that's gone. So we'll have to wait and see with Newcastle, but they're in for a season as well. And obviously my Fulham play tomorrow as well against Chelsea, so I'm big on
My
Gonzalo
Fulham.
Garcia hat trick.
So he said,
Man,
"My."
it's just
He never
Those
stood
are my
him once last year up until they got below.
I was going
Hey,
from a
man,
my Fulham
this is where
segment
you
to a
start.
Madrid segment right after.
Oh my god.
Hey, this is how you start, bro. This is how the fandom starts, bro. Hey, people are telling me I'm too much of a Madrid fan, this and that. Support, like, go through the struggles. All right, that's fine, bro. I'll go through the struggles with Fulham. We'll ride or die together.
First, still picked a
No,
Premier
it's-
League team.
An established Premier League team's a struggle, huh?
Pick like follow me out like I don't know what League League Two side.
Leicester
combi.
City.
My prediction for
City?
tomorrow's game is gonna
Lincoln
be
City?
a tight little 3-2 win for Fulham tomorrow. 3-2 win. They're gonna go. Is
Could
that
be
the home
possible.
game? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like
that's-
Craven Cottage.
Craven Cottage, baby.
Fulham's
A
home
little
ground.
derby to start off the season.
Yeah, what's the home stadium called, Jeff? If it's your Fulham,
Craven Cottage. Thank you for learning. I
Okay,
just learned
okay,
it like
okay.
a few seconds ago. But I'm hoping for a 3-2 win. Gonzalo Garcia is going to get a goal. Cesar Palacios is going to get an assist. And I'm hyped to see Alex Iwobi. I haven't seen him since the time of like consistently watching Arsenal and their like banter era, so can't wait to see him kind of chip in there as well. And then obviously the tactician masterclass that Arbeloa is gonna outclass Xabi Alonso. I'm
All
gonna be
right.
there.
That's actually
But
interesting, though. The two former Madrid coaches going at it tomorrow.
it is gonna be fun. I can't wait to watch that game. Can't wait to watch it. But as always, please go out and show true love to our good guy at Robin Stone Pictures. Much love to you, my brother. Hope all is well, and I can't wait to get started again with some more context, more context, more content, more reels, and all these type of fun things with the podcast as well. But going back to obviously football and stuff like that. Madrid, La Liga. Richard and I had the honor and the privilege. Shout out to the Peña Madridistas down here in LA. We went to 33 Taps here in near Silver Lake to watch the Madrid game. Matchday 1 for Madrid. Quick thoughts because I really want to get into like our hot takes and all these type of things. But first game as well, kind of like with United and the other big teams. I'm not going to overreact too much with the result. 2-1 win. It took like a game winner for one of our key signings in Carlos Espy to get the last minute goal in the 90th minute. A lot of debuts for obviously Cucurella, Konate, obviously as well for Denzel Dumfries, Bernardo Silva, and then obviously the big boys in Carlos Espy and Yan Diomande, who have a big task at hand, especially Jan with the price tag that he went to this year. Quick thoughts. I think it was a very positive start with the first half. I think we really kind of showcase how well Arda Güler is when he's played in the right spots in the right time as well, with in those pockets and zones as a 10 or as a right winger or as an inverted winger or wherever it may be. So I'm hoping to see him get more minutes throughout the year, because there has been a debate whether or not it will be him or Jude starting in those spots as well. I just want to see what else I can see from my notes right here. I guess Jude as well. I thought Jude was absolutely amazing with the goal too. But the one thing that I am concerned with this team is obviously the midfield. I think when you have players like, Bernardo Silva, who are not at that age just yet and they're not in their physical prime, they start to slow down later on into the game. And when you take out a player who's able to kind of control a game and really just kind of pick up the ball in those deeper spots, which he did do a lot in that first half, and you lose that in the second half when we're trying to win the game, you just see how clumsy and why Mourinho is opted to either get a Rodri or maybe another midfielder in the transfer window and really just Bernardo Silva be starting, because you see how much a double pivot of Camavinga and Valverde just doesn't really work. So yeah, that was one of my biggest things. I know Richard heard me on the sideline here as well, going crazy about picking up the pace, get the ball. Why are we passing it sideways? And that was one of the reasons why, and why I'm concerned for this season, as we play in those other games, which is when we're in control of the possession, can we make those incisive passes? Can we play quicker to really open up the low blocks? And that first game really did not give me positive signs. I will say, though, I'm very tired of watching Mbappe and Vinny trying to figure things out. This is the, 80th, 90th game playing together, and I'm still seeing the same mistakes where one is occupying the zone, the other one doesn't want to go in. So I'm hoping that something clicks, but it's like a broken record just trying to say, like, can you figure things out? So just have to wait and see. And it's really going to come down to whether Mourinho has the balls to really take out one of them when we need to break down a low block, or we're just going to struggle like this. So, not encouraging signs, but I will say some of the signings did look good. Obviously, Espe with the game winner. And here's my little ramble too. Like Konate, I thought was absolutely amazing as well. Very impressed with him. The type of player that you're gonna need, especially in the Champions League when we need to push up high, and you need a player with amount of speed and physicality and aerial ability to just close down everything. And I thought he did that to the perfection of that game. I know he was at fault maybe a bit for the goal that Espanyol conceded, but I think he's going to be a major key signing. He's the one that I'm looking at the most besides Jan and Carlos Espy. Like, Bernardo's cool and all, but I know what I'm going to get from him. Cucu, I know what I'm going to get from him as the left back, the main starting left back for Real Madrid, which I'm happy we signed as well. But I think he's the key, because if you look at that back line, it's just a complete shit show when you have aging Rudiger, a Militao who can just miss out probably half of the year. Arella Center, who shouldn't even be on this squad, he should be in jail if I'm being quite honest with how bad of a human being he is and how shit of a player he is as well.
Damn.
But you know, you have Dean Hoyson, who's I thought also had a good game, so I'm hoping that he takes another leap. But I'm excited for that Carlos SB signing. I can't lie, that was the signing that you needed to make to win the league. So happy that he did exactly what we signed him for. You need to break down low blocks. You need to put a big dude in the box. When you have all those wingers and those box crashers and dudes who just want to cut in and shoot and just pass and play make, you need a player like that to just stay in the box and be an area threat. So now you have that with Jude, with Jan possibly being another outlet to create as well, with Vinny in there, and Mbappe, who's I thought was decent as enough as well in crashing the box late in the second half. I think you should have enough weapons to really break down a low block now. So Mourinho's first game too, I think okay. I just the substitution, I didn't like the art of substitutions, but again, first game, I really don't want to overreact too much. I'm not going to say the league is over or we're going to win the league, for example, but I will be looking
Thank
at game
God.
2. I will be looking at game 3, and I'm hoping by game 5 I can really give my assessment as to how good the team will be. Because if we're seeing the same things, I'm really at the point now, kind of like with United fans, where like I don't want to see this shit anymore. Like I really don't want to see our wingers trying to figure shit out when it's like someone has to sacrifice, someone has to move, and if none of them want to, then that's really it. But good win for Real Madrid, and another good win to their obviously the rivals and the other favorites to win the league as well, being Barcelona. 5-0 win versus Elche. Man, dude, Hansi Flick, man, that dude is just one of the best managers in the world, man. Like seriously, I mean, to get the best out of Adeyemi, Gordon, Rafinha, and then even with a poor Lamine in there, like 5-0, man. Like that was the result I wanted to get yesterday afternoon against Espanyol. That 5-0 with Mbappe, with Jude back in the 10th spot, with Arda in the at the right wing as well, with Dumfries crashing, and then you have Jan and Carlos Espi coming off. Like I wanted to see a 5-0 result, but that's why right now it's looking like Barca are looking like to be the favorites, with just how competent they look, the right signings, the right players that fit the right profile, and they're looking to have another dominant season. And what's crazy too is Rodri and Pedri didn't even start this game, so you know they kept a clean sheet. They press, they run, they attack spaces, they play make, they're clinical. Gotta keep your hands up, and that's just a dangerous team that you just have to wait and see. But they are looking for the striker spot too, so we'll have to wait and see where they get the strikers as well. But I don't know. Didn't even need a striker. I completely don't care. They can still score 5 with Rafinha playing false 9. Lamine can play false 9. I even brought up like I would like to see Fermin Lopez be the false 9 player at that team, because I think he's so good at scoring goals and just getting into those pockets and crashing the box too. So I would say Fermin Lopez should be the false 9 of this team, to be quite honest with you. But we have to wait and see. And then obviously the other team being Atletico Madrid, got a 2-2 result against Villarreal. But what are your thoughts on the Alvarez things? It's a mess, man. It really is a mess. I will say this thing though, I think Julian completely deserves all the shit that's going thrown at him. I mean, you signed a 7-year contract with that club. What the fuck do you think was gonna happen? I mean, if you're signing a 7-year deal and you wanted your own team and prove that you're this elite player, which you already knew even before you left Man City, and you're coming out and you're saying my dream is to play for Barcelona, then why the fuck would you sign a 7-year contract? What do you think was gonna happen when you're playing for a team like that magnitude with that big of a fan base? What do you think is gonna happen? And you're gonna come out in the media and just say, "Oh, I want to play. My dream is to play for Barcelona." Why the fuck did you sign that 7-year contract? Sign like a 3-year. Sign a 4-year. Or
Yeah, I mean,
just not show up to training if you want to do the ESAC route, but he hasn't done it. Do that. I don't fucking understand that. And then you have these weird Barca fans who get me on my nerve too. Sorry, I just hate Barca fans too, obviously for biased reasons. Coming out and telling me, "Oh, it's sad to see Julian like this. It's so sad. It's so sad. Boo." Boo! My guy's getting booed because he just came out and like my club doesn't want to sell him. Why the fuck would I sell him to a direct rival who we're trying to win the league in? Why would I do that? Why? Why would I do that?
Mhm.
And then I come out and I'm like, crying, I want to go to Barcelona. It's my team. The club can do it. It's like the Elise thing. Like Madrid fans like, why can't we get Elise? Because he's in Bayern. Why the fuck would Bayern sell him to us? Why? Why would they do that? Oh, boohoo. No, finish up your contract, or if you're gonna break your contract, go do some massive things, or Barcelona, or you gotta go pay it up too.
Yeah. In general, I don't know if they know how negotiations work sometimes, and like the idea of leverage. Like you bring that up, that's a good point. Where like you get fans like I feel bad for them. It's like you realize Atletico has all the leverage here, like you said, exactly with that 7-year deal. They don't have to.
They can ruin his career.
They can say, "Fine, we'll pay your salary. You sit in the bench for the next what? How many years does he have left?
Yeah,
like
we'll fuck up your Copa. We'll fuck up your World Cup chances. We'll put you with the academy. Yeah, they'll fuck them up.
Same thing with the Elise that you just mentioned. It just makes no sense. I don't know. I don't get shit.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. I never thought we were gonna get him because I was like, either Elise has to like literally break the laws and contracts and be Judas, and just say I want to leave and not play for a single minute, not show up to training, be a fucking asshole about it, and then just force the club in hand.
An underrated part about that as well was one where like Bayern, like because you've seen it historically with how those negotiations go for great players, like Bayern's not a team that needs to make a profit on Elise. Like Bayern's one as well. We're like, no, you either give us $350 million like we ask, or no, we're fine keeping them because we don't need 150 mil or whatever you're going to offer. Mm-hmm. It's like that. Where like fans. Same thing with the Barca, same thing with the Madrid, same thing with the United. Like if someone, I don't know, we all have all this money, and yet fans will act like they can just because you have like a little bit of player weight and demand. Like this isn't the NBA yet. Like it's not just, it's not like that.
It's not. That's why I'm like, oh, it's sad. That's what I'm like. It's not sad. He has a contract, and he's got to accomplish it.
That definitely makes sense. I don't know. Like, okay, so what I was gonna say was initially. Atletico are all on the right, and like they 100% have the leverage. Like Julian, I mean, like you should have known, bro. Like Atletico, they usually don't want to like sell players and then sell you to Barcelona or like Real Madrid, bro.
That's the other thing. I don't think Barca fans are understanding the fact they're not a rival. They haven't won the league in like the last 10 to 5 years. I'm like,
bro, but they see you as a rival. They see you
as a rival, and you compete in the same league, and they're in the top 3. Why do you fucking think they don't want to sell you? Because then for the next 5 years, it's like, damn, bro, they have an impossible team to beat. They just had one of the best pressers, one of the best creators, a dude and they just faced off in the Champions League, and they beat them. Why? Because of his talent and his free kicks, because he's such a great player. Why would you sell him to that? It's so stupid. I was gonna say, it's sad.
Yeah, like Newcastle, like they're not gonna sell to they make it really, really hard to sell anything to us, right? To Man United, and it's like same thing. It's like, well, yeah, but like we don't see him as a rival, but it's like they do because for whatever the reasons maybe. But the other thing that I also wanted to add today was just with like what happened on the field, like after the game ended, where the Atletico Madrid players, they were like to their fans, they were celebrating. Somebody on the side told him like, yo, Julian, you should like go back, and then like Julian was walking back to the locker room, and obviously like with what Cholo Simeone said, I don't know, man, it's just such a weird situation that obviously Atletico, they're all in the right to do so.
They can do whatever they want. Exactly.
But something also tells me it's like, did they overdo it with all the stuff that they've said about Julian on the press, but then at the same time, it's like, well, Julian was the one that was like,
he's the one that started all this
under like a 4-5-year contract. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't think this gets figured out. I don't think this gets figured out.
I think
this whole year.
My opinion is, I think there's still the chance where like Julian just says, I'm not going to training anymore. And then that's where like, okay, fine. And I'm not going to say the saga is fully over because again, Julian has all the power to just be like, I'm not going to training, and then Atletico can just go off, do a 180 and just be like, you know what, we're done with this situation. Get out of the fucking club. You'll be a Judas forever. You got to watch out in the streets of Madrid though, because they might literally fucking kill you. Like that's why they told him, like, if you saw with the whole him walking out thing and stuff like that, because it's just bringing just a lot of attention too. A lot of it is because that fan base is the living hellhole. I mean, they're notorious for being the racist assholes that have been sending like the figurines of a hanging Vinicius embodiment at their stadiums. They've said N-words. They said all these type of nasty things. They're probably the type of people that'll throw like dangerous things and harm the fucking players. So I completely understand the club from that sense of like, okay, we got to get them around. Yeah, no, I don't.
Why would you willingly put yourself in that situation with like the most violent? Like, again, not to condone it. Fans shouldn't do that. Shouldn't be violent. Shouldn't be racist. All that. But it's like poking the bear. Why are you going up to the bear and slapping it in the face and then get mad when it starts biting you in the head?
Yeah. And like I said, if you're gonna stand on business, don't show up to training. Don't show up to the games. Be like, I'm not playing. Stand on
Also, why do
business.
this
If you're
with
gonna,
weak
if you
left?
want, yeah, like it's just stupid decisions. And I don't know. Maybe in a few weeks' time he's probably a Barca player. Or maybe he's just still on Atleti and he'll be playing, but he's gonna get booed for like the rest of the year, and maybe next year gets resolved too.
Brother,
So
there's a
we'll have
higher
to wait and
chance that
see.
man becomes an Arsenal player than a Barca player. I'll be honest.
Or that too. He
Brother.
might just eventually leave and just be like,
That's
I'm
literally what
outta here,
Tottenham,
man.
I thought we were gonna get Harry Kane 3 years ago, and they were like, I'm not gonna sell him to a rival, and then sells him to Bayern. So the low-key that could potentially happen.
Yeah, but you have to look at. I just think with like Alvarez, I think you should look at him and his agent, because Atletico Madrid said they're not selling him unless you pay that 150 million euro release clause in his contract, which means that they would have had to agree to the release clause, Alvarez and his agent. So I don't know why they're so upset about it when they agreed to this 2 years ago. You knew that there was going to be this release clause. Why are you so shocked when Atletico Madrid want that release clause to be met? But I mean, I guess does someone get him a little bit?
Yeah. No, I think what's really bothering me is the fact that people are mad and like, oh, we gotta free him. It's like, guys, we can't sell him to Barca. We can't. I completely, like, if I went up to like Barca would never sell us Lamine Yamal, and I would completely understand if they wouldn't want to sell us in the random time if Lamine said I want to play for Madrid. They would never sell us to him. Why? Because that's a direct rival. If you give him a player of that magnitude to a team like us, you're ruining your chances to win the league. Any chance that you had, and Atletico have a slim chance because they don't generate the amount of teams and powers and players like a Madrid or a Barca. So why would I give them up a player like that? Why? And if the player is still showing up to training and wants to do the right thing, then what are you gonna do? Like, you're not gonna keep a player like that off the bench. You gotta try to play him. But all the consequences with the booing and the shit that he's getting, it's like it's all merited. Like, this is what you asked for. Like, this is what you got.
And to piggyback off of like both of what you and Kieran said, like talking about like the way this process went down, especially, and like a lot of the blame has to go just the way that's carried out. I don't know the full like start of this. Did it really start from him just sort of getting out and going to the media and just saying he wanted to play for Barca? Because like if that's the case, it's just I can't fathom the decision to make like the American sports comparison. You look at the Myles Garrett saga, like this past whole year, where like what is it? You go back to last year. He meets with the Browns privately and like behind closed doors asks for that trade. Like, hey, things can't be done. Needs to have that upward conversation about his future, but knowingly did that behind closed doors and also did that so the team could do their best in being able to replace him and get the value and all that. And granted, it's not the football, so you can't just quite trade your equivalents for a player like that. But I have no doubt if maybe he went to them at the end of the season and was like, hey, this is a real dream of mine. This is something I want to do. Let's have this conversation in May or April. So you guys can also have 3-4 months to find a replacement, generate the conversation, open that dialogue with Barca, make sure you're getting the most amount of money possible. Yeah, maybe then those Atletico fans would be upset, but at least then they could also turn back on, and he could even argue, hey, I did this in a way so I could make the most out of it. I could make sure that Atletico could get the best help out of it.
He has a lot of fixing to do, man, if he wants to. He has a lot of fixing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. He has a lot of fixing to do, man, because he's got to show up and, he's unless he goes to Barca and then, he's at Barca, and then I think that would make him absolute league favorites at that point if they had that striker who just fits their style, their profile, and just what he does off the ball as well, which is so massive in the Hansi Flick system as well. He's such a Hansi Flick coded system, which is why I get why he wants to go. But again, why did you sign like a 4-year deal playing for the Chelsea? Like, why would you do that? Why?
He's got the 150.
You knew what was going to happen. So it is what it is with them. We're going to kind of quickly take a quick break here. And then obviously when not quick break, but a little bit of our sponsorship. But please go out and follow us on YouTube, Instagram, on TikTok at the Outlawn Podcast. Hoping to get some reels out from this episode as well. And then obviously just more context, debate, and question marks. But if you have any disagreements or any questions about the podcast too, just let us know out here as well in the comment section of our TikToks, YouTube comment sections, and all those type of things. But we'll quickly ram through because I know we have a bit of time left. We'll try to do this under 10 minutes with kind of like our season predictions in a way for each of our teams. I'll try to do a little bit more of this Premier League, maybe like when I'm with Colby and like what like will happen for like the specific teams to win the leagues and all these type of things. But for Madrid, I can we're gonna do hottest take. What's our hottest take for the season for each of our teams? What do you think is gonna be your best player? And who do you think is like the most underrated player or player to a specific team in your opinion as well? So for Madrid, my hot take is I completely think that Konate is going to be by the end of the season like a top 5 defender this year. I am so impressed with how he's looked in preseason. In that one game against Espanyol as well, where I think he's going to be top 5. I think we're going to see back to the levels of the Konate that we had in Liverpool back 2 seasons ago. I think he went through a lot of stuff this past season where I was just like, man, he kind of, the passing of Diogo Jota, and then I think he lost his father as well. So he kind of went through a lot of things that does affect a player and a person as well, mainly. So, and then you just add into the fact that Liverpool had a poor season just in general under Slot, the whole Salah thing, and then obviously as well the whole Diogo Jota as well. I mean, that's just losing a teammate like that through a tragedy is just, there's no wonder why they were just going through a rough patch, So, but I think he has the talent. It was either him, Upamecano, mainly Upamecano because of how good and how proven he's shown it in the last 2 years. But it was either him, Saliba, or Konate, Upa, and Saliba were like the 3 that I was looking at to really be one of the big pairing center backs with either Militao or Huijsen. So I'm just happy that we got him, and I know we got him at a time where he's been poor, but I think he's gonna look good, man. I think he looks in shape, fit, ready to go, locked in, a point to prove why he's one of the best, and I think he'll be that. Best player, I would say outside of maybe Mbappe, I think Arda Güler might be one of our best players because obviously you have Vinny, Mbappe, Jude, all these type of things, but I think Güler might be the one. I think he's gonna break into the team quite easily, despite the concerns of whether he'll play the 10. I think he can drop deep. So I think he's gonna be one of our better players outside of obviously the big names because they're obviously gonna get the fame and all that stuff. So that doesn't really count who's gonna be the best player, but I think Arda will be in there. And then our underrated player to watch, I think Dean Huijsen in a way too. Actually, no, not Dean Huijsen. Let's see. We have Carlo Espi. Carlo Espi kind of a big name. Jude is in there. I think Jan is a big signing, so there's not really that many underrated players.
What about a little Rodrigo?
Nah, I don't think he'll do anything, honestly, but
I feel like everybody forgot about bro, man. It just makes me feel so bad.
let me say Dean Huijsen. I'm gonna play our center backs. Because I think we know I'm not too sure about Fede in our midfield just yet. Bernardo is gonna be serviceable. I think Jude is gonna do Jude. Vinny's gonna be Vinny. Mbappe's gonna be Vinny. Diomande, there's pressure on him. But I think with our center backs, really, I think those are the 2 that I'm excited about. I think with Dean, I know I said he was top 5 last year. I take that back. But I think after the shit he went through last year and kind of like how much better he's gotten over the last few months as well, being dropped from the Spanish national team, so he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder as well. And just really one of the big concerns outside of our midfield being the center backs. I think we can have one of the better center back pairings with Dean and Konate. So I'm gonna say those 2. I think Konate is gonna be like my hot take is that he'll be the best one out of them, but then Dean Huijsen's just gonna be right behind him. Like I'm really excited with our center back pairing this year, and then you have Militao coming back too. So but really Konate and Huijsen are gonna be my 2 that I'm really excited about. They complement each other so well if they're on it, but my hot take is that they will be on it and they'll be better than what they were last year for both. Kieran and Naritra, any of yours? And then obviously with Bayern, we'll go into Bayern as well.
Kieran, take a shot first.
Yeah, with United, I mean, our best player thing is going to be Bruno. I think that's just an obvious pick. I know he wasn't great yesterday, but he's also one of those players that kind of, for the past 3 years, has kind of had a slow start to each season. It takes him a bit to get going, but once he gets that first good game or that first goal, he just heats up and keeps getting better. So I'll say Bruno's our best player. Most underrated player, again, I think he had a poor game yesterday, but I think Andre Santos will prove to be a good player for us, and I think he'll be a good signing. He's not going to be like a 10 out of 10, going to make the headlines type of player, but I think he'll just quietly do his job and help the team tick. I think he's one of those players that when he's not playing, you kind of notice his absence and the hole he leaves in the team. I think he'd be like an unsung hero for us. Like Ander Herrera used to be all those years ago, like a really good energetic midfielder who just is
I
so
loved
important to the
Ander
spinal
Herrera,
team.
man. I
miss
loved
him
Ander
too.
Herrera, especially
I
on
miss
FIFA
him.
17 or FIFA 18, I
Yeah.
should say. Isaac, our first
Yeah,
FIFA
last time he was in the
season
Spain
2 of the
team right
Unknown
there.
podcast. No, I love it. Remember when he shut down Eden Hazard? I remember that.
Said
He
it
would
would fall
follow
into
him
the
everywhere.
bathroom if he needed to. Remember
Literally,
that.
I think the next day, I think I was playing pickup ball the next day after I heard that quote, and I literally was man marking one of the better players of the opposition. I literally followed him even to the bench, and I sat next to him. Ander Herrera, you are a legend, man.
And then, yeah, so I'll go Santos is underrated. And then hot take, this one, probably going to be wrong why it's a hot take, but I'm going to say Rashford leaves in January on loan again.
Ooh,
I just,
okay.
I thought about it. It's like if we're playing well, everyone's in full flow. I think Šeško starts up top. I think Mbumo probably starts on the right. I'd say Cunha starts on the left. And with Rashford, he's 28. You like to say in the prime of his career with his skill and his wage too. I don't see him being happy being on the bench most weeks. I just don't think he would want to do that. And I don't know, let's say Bayern, they have an injury or two in January. They need like an emergency loan signing, or Inter or Juventus. I could see it being like 2 years ago where he just leaves on loan for half a season and tries something new. I think that could happen.
Yeah. Okay. Were those all the questions, or is there something?
Yeah, so we have
Yeah.
best player, hottest take, and then
Yeah.
most underrated player or your player to watch out for. It can be an academy player you think might break out. It might be one
Yeah,
player that
yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
completely doubting and just undersleeping, and you know.
Yeah, I got you. Best player. I mean, if we're not gonna do Fernandez, I'm gonna say Brandon Mbumo. I think he's like, I think he'll have a big season this year.
Brian Mbumo and his big ass. Remember that shit, boys?
That
He's
what is like
obsessed-
that bald shiny
big-
head on Champions League
that-
nights.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
It's
I think he might do one of Champions League. You bring up him, I think he might. He's a type of player that looks like he'll turn up in the
that's what I'm
Champions
saying.
League.
Like
He might get
I
like
feel
6
like
goals or something.
from the
hat-trick.
preseason games so far, I feel like he's looked the sharpest of our like senior players. So, I think he's like in due for a really big season this year. Underrated. Honestly, I also had Santos as my pick, but then I was like, you know what? I want to show some of our academy guys some love. Shea Lacey. Remember that name, Shea Lacey. I think this kid, he got some some minutes here and there last year, and every single time he's gone on, like he's done something like really interesting or like really good. It just like catches your eye, and he did get some minutes again in this Hull City game as well. Didn't get to do that much, but with all our, hopefully if we can make some more deeper runs in Carabao or FA Cup or whatever, would love to see him more. And I think like he can like serve some eyes and show his talents around outside of Manchester. And then hot take, why not Man United to win the league, man? Hot take. It's a hot take.
Oh, don't. That's not even a
It's a
hot
hot
take. That's
take.
a
I mean,
that's
that
a
is the
lava
definition
take.
of
Get
a
that
hot
shit
take.
out. No. Take
it's a
another
hot
hot
take.
take,
You
bro.
just
Get
say it's
that.
not a
Alright,
hot take, it's a
no.
lava take, Jeff.
That's a lava
It's a-
take. Get that shit out of here, man.
It's
No,
a
no,
hot
no,
take,
no, no.
bro. It's a hot take,
It's
bro.
a flaming,
Brother.
completely.
What do
No,
you want?
get
That's what you
give me
asked for,
one.
though.
Okay, well, like, what do you want me to give you a mild take
Give
or
me
what?
another one.
Like,
That's
all right,
delusional.
fine, another
That's
one.
complete.
the
Give me another
the complete opposite of what Kieran said. Rashford to leave January for loan. I think off the bench even Rashford has a 2020 season, 20 goals, 20 assists.
I'm writing
Better-
these down because what I'm gonna do for the next episode, something new that
It's
we're
a
gonna
hot
do is
take.
we're gonna look back. We're gonna look. No. I have my hot takes too. I'm just writing down like all the things just so that we look back in the next few months, see how we're
Yeah.
doing with our hot takes and all these type of things.
It's,
I mean, mine's was
that's
like-
literally what
Mine's were like, Madrid were gonna win the league after we beat Levante like 3-0. I think I said
Mm.
Dean Huijsen was top 5, and then I said the.
So wait, how
what
can you
was
laugh
that
at a
one?
retro?
Oh,
You picked
Incon-
yourself to win.
No, like, because come on, man. United are not winning the league. Come on.
Oh, come on. Madrid, they're not winning.
Famous
They haven't
last
done
words.
it
How
for
about
a
that? How about that? Famous last words.
Come on. United are not winning the league.
I can say the same thing about Madrid.
Yes, it's a hot
But
take.
you know what? Fine. I'll count. United.
Bro's
Man
begging on a
United to win
Spanish
the league.
reject, Spanish national team
United-
reject to save their defense, but won't give Veretra the United.
My
win
hot
the
take
league.
is Fulham win the league
Yeah.
too, bro. That's my hot take. I think.
All right,
that's
Okay,
so,
this-
Up the Fulham.
that's a hot
Up
take.
the Fulham.
Yeah,
Up the Fulham.
okay.
Oh, you know
Up
what?
the
That's
full-
my hot take. Up to Fulham exactly. You know what, bro? They might make a. Fulham are gonna finish up in the top 10 spots.
Okay.
That's my
Hey,
hot take.
let's listen to Isaac.
Yeah, go
Can you guys hear
Isaac.
that rain
We're gonna
around
speak
me, or is
crazy.
that too loud?
Nah, I don't hear anything.
Oh no, I'm not sure if Kieran's been
It's not
getting it, but
picking
have you been getting like poured on recently these past few days? It's been bad, like here, like this West New
Yeah.
York area, whatever.
We've gotten
So,
some rain
Bro,
recently too.
give
Yeah,
us
I
some
woke
of
up this
that
morning
rain,
to
man.
sound like the neighbors blew.
Yeah, we need
Been
that rain, bro.
Dry 91,
It's the
92,
tears.
bro. We need that, bro. But go
Let's
ahead,
see.
Isaac.
I don't know. The best player is kind of like boring. It's kind of take your pick for Kane or Elise, kind of who you prefer, who you think is more important to the team. I guess I'd say Kane is probably the better player. It seems like the club's been giving him a lot of Ballon d'Or PR, which has been I very much liked it. I've been seeing a lot of English legends give him some nice PR for the Ballon d'Or. So I'm glad the team is finally going all in on like the media aspect of the award. I hope he can win it. My hot take will be I have a few underrated players. I'm going to cheat and use one of them as like to mixed in with my hot take. Nathaniel Brown, our signing hot take, he will finish top 3 in goal and assist contributions come the end of this year. It depends on how Salbari will get mixed in because he played central, and especially with Musiala going to be out in the meantime. Man, Nathaniel Brown, it's like amazing. That sort of Limer role you kind of saw in terms of how he would get up forward. He's just faster than Limer. He's better on the ball. He's much more clinical, arguably the most clinical fullback I've seen in quite a while, if that's technically what we signed him as. It's like a better Davies, except a little bit slower. I think the kid will be amazing. Top 3 in goal and assist contributions on the year. It's crazy to think a year ago we were technically battling with him between Germany as a U.S. fan. Could have been our left back. I don't think he was ever going to play for the U.S. It didn't seem like that. And again, if you have the option between the U.S. and Germany,
for the US,
Germany.
Man.
And my underrated, I'll go Bara Ndiaye out of our one of our youth guys from last year. He got into 4 matches. A big thing with him was he got called up into Senegal's team for the World Cup. I think just in the qualifiers ahead of time. And he impressed so much in the matches ahead of time, they kept him in for that senior squad for the full World Cup run. I think he got some minutes in some of the games, but as an 18-year-old who just really only got 4 matches in the last Bundesliga season, I think, and company who's committed to playing younger players, I just say watch an eye out. I think that Pavlovic center defensive mid role, like he's just better, I think, than what Goretzka would be last year. And as an 18-year-old, I think that'll be huge.
Yeah, I'm disappointed you didn't say Felipe Chavez, man. Shout out to him.
It's going to be so tough, like just getting into that forward group is going to be so tough. I think he has the quality to do it. They've committed to. I mean, he's there a lot with that first team. It's just it's like, how do you break into that first team now that
I'm gonna have to really follow
Davies?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to really follow a lot of Bayern this year, just for the possibility, especially in like those what's the name of that cup that you play in, the Pokal?
DFB Pokal.
DFB Pokal. Yeah, I'll definitely be tuning in, especially if like you guys rest players and he might come off the bench or start a game here and there.
One small one too. I'll throw Kim Min-jae in there. He looked class. There, you saw that like Napoli version a little bit in that game against Dortmund the other day. So like as a third center back, like he's been one that Bayern fans have wanted to get rid of, partially because of wages, but like to me, to have a club where you can have Kim Min-jae be your third center back, first one off the bench, like that's so crucial to have like that for a league. So he small.
And he's still. How old is he still? Is he still like in his like prime years?
I want to say he's in his 26? What you consider his prime. I have the team pulled up. He's only 29. So yeah, he's still right in the prime of his career.
That's still good. Like that's a good age still to be playing at center back, and he's still physically elite and dominant. So to be your third string, like that's elite. And the Bundesliga too, it's pretty good. Yeah, but no, I'm excited for our teams, everyone. I'll probably just end it off here. Oh yeah,
real quick. My bad. Another like hot take.
What's your hot take? What are you gonna tell me? United are gonna win the treble this year too?
Hell yeah, bro! Go all in. No, I'm kidding. I was gonna say,
you gotta root your team, bro. You gotta support.
I don't know how it will be, and I hope he gets some time. But if he does get some time, JJ Gabriel, bro, that kid, I think he's gonna be better than Max Staumann.
Who's JJ Gabriel? Who's he?
Oh, casual. No, I'm kidding. He's
Alpha.
Is he 15 or is he 16 now? That's
I think he's a 16-year-old forward.
But basically,
in our academy.
Well, number one, number one, you should. There's this like really viral video of him as like kid Messi. Take a look at that when he was like 9 or 10 years old, and then like now he's like with our academy, and he's been like getting minutes with like practice minutes with our senior team. He also played a couple games in the preseason, and I mean it's still like. The end product is still kind of raw, but like there's definitely some talent there, and I think if he gets some minutes, I think he'll impress. Shea Lacey and JJ Gabriel.
one major footballer gets name dropped in the Epstein files in the next year. That's my other hot take. We'll go with that.
Oh my god.
That's my
That's a
next
good
big
one.
hot
I like
take. I
that.
think we're getting one.
Hey man, isn't Ribery on it?
I wouldn't shock me. Like we're getting like not to
I
like
heard
United
Ribery's on it.
edition. You're gonna get like a random shot. It's gonna be like a Paul Scholes or like a Frank Lampard or some random like
That would be big. Bro. That
England
would be
whatever
nice.
like 90s. Not
Scholesy, I don't
name
think.
that's gonna catch you out. Kevin
I don't
Prince
think
Boateng maybe.
I don't think
I love
Scholesy
this
was the type
podcast,
of
bro.
guy to like go, hang out with these dudes.
Hey,
But
man,
like
I
a
don't know,
Lampard
man.
or Gerrard, yeah.
That's true. Actually, out of that like golden generation in England, who's the
Beckham
most
in
likely?
there too,
Boom,
man.
there we go. Beckham.
Okay,
Actually,
look,
no, not
Loki.
Beckham. Tripping.
Loki could be Beckham because he's connected to like the celebrity.
I was
world.
gonna
Yeah,
say
he's
like
connected to
Beckham
that.
is connected, but I
Yeah,
don't
he is.
think he'd be involved in that circle. But who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Stephen Hawking
Uh,
was, and that guy, like that opens up a
Yeah.
whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But I'm ending up here. Thank you again, boys. Appreciate for all the fun chat. Missed this. Obviously missed it for like a good month with World Cup ending and stuff like that. But good luck to United as always. I know I've been picking on you for a little, the last few minutes with the winning the league and stuff, but I think you'll be in a good spot with Champions League and all these
Anthony
type of things, and
Martial will
just
be a
hopefully
Ballon d'Or
hopefully
winner.
make.
Anthony Martial will
And
be
I'm
a
hoping,
Ballon d'Or
I'm hoping
winner.
Michael Carrick does well. Isaac Hausen, I hope your Bayern does well as always. I
Thank
think they'll be one of the top favorites with Kane still being there, Elise, Diaz, and Saibari coming in as well. And then hopefully Chavez has
So
maybe he
loaded.
breaks out like I still forgot you have Carl too. So they'll be in there. And then for Madrid, we'll see. I'm not gonna overreact yet. I'm not gonna say it's over, it's done. Especially after match day 2 or 3. I just want to see what 4 and 5 will look like, as I learned from last year and the year prior to that too, where we just had stretches and we didn't make the right signings. But I think the signings we made this year can give me a little bit of more hope than what we had the years prior, especially with the SB signing and Jan being a natural right winger and Kuku in there and Konate and Hoyson second year. So that'll be that. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. And up the Fulhams, man, up the Fulham. Can't wait to see them smoke the shit out of Chelsea tomorrow, man. Can't wait to
Famous
see that.
last
And I'm gonna
words.
be trolling my Chelsea cousin too, who's a big Chelsea fan. I'm gonna be trolling him too
you-
and do something.
New United trade just dropped.
I'm gonna buy the jersey too. Well, I'm gonna buy the jersey. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna look for a cheap one and I'm gonna buy it. Buy a good one. I'm gonna learn. Remember you were picking on me, Kieran, with the history lessons. I'll be doing my history homework, bro. Don't worry. I got you.
Clint Dempsey, that's your first starting point.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's too easy.
There's a Fulham kit from I think 2003 where like Pizza Hut was their sponsor.
Yes,
So find one of those
yes.
kits, though.
Isn't it a long sleeve too?
I'll look for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll look for it.
It's
I
winter
got you,
season
boys.
coming up. I mean, you're in California. You guys don't get winter.
Yeah, but I'll look for it. But as always, you were listening to the Out on Loan podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and can't wait to see you for the next one. Hopefully, it'll be this Wednesday or probably be next Sunday as well as always. But take care and hope to see you in the next one.